full saxophone, no, when he's got the hog set up on his toe. I'm your man, love that country pie. Listen to the fiddler play when he's playing in the break of day. I'm your man, love that country pie. When baby strawberry, lemon and lime, what do I care? Blueberry, appleberry, pumpkin and plum. Tommy for dinner, honey, I'll be there. Saddle me up my big white goose. Tommy on a bench on the loose. I'm your man, love that country pie. Blueberry, appleberry, pumpkin and plum. Tommy for dinner, honey, I'll be there. Saddle me in my big white goose. Tommy on the way to the loose. I'm your man, love the country.
Back on the trail, had 2 nice zeros in Medford. And now I'm back on the trail. We were just picked up with the truck. There were about 7 people, 5 in the front and 2 in the back of the truck. And yeah, it was nice in town. I sent 2 packages out, 1 per USPS into Masama village, Crater Lake, which I will reach in about 6 or 7 days. It's all food in there, coffee, olive oil and all the good and healthy food. And then a second package via UPS I have sent into Shelter Cove Resort, which is in about 180 or 200 miles, because the next town is kind of 300 miles away, 500 kilometers away. So that will be a long stretch now without any town, any bed. So kind of 3 weeks or something like this, depending on if I would do a zero in one of the campgrounds at Masama village or Shelter Cove, which are campgrounds where you can send a package to, but there's no real good resupply option there. Other than that, the trail is really nice. Look at this. You're going in the shade. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. I was picked up at 10, so got pretty good on the trail, because there's a 30-mile ride from Masama, from Medford. So I'm looking forward to have some more cruisy days without the steep going up and going down. Well, let's see. On a short note, I've sent all my snow gear to Pam. So thanks, Pam, again. And so I don't have any micro spikes, any ice axe, anything. I've seen in the videos yesterday that there's still some longer snow stretches coming, but these videos were kind of 10 days old. So I guess when I'm coming there, it will be good to go around or find an alternative, or maybe go through only a little bit of snow without microspike. So that's about it, and talk to you later. Hey, last call here. Second day out of Ashland, on my way to Crater Lake, which is a 6 or 7 day walk. So what did happen? I came out yesterday with 7 people in a truck. I could sit in the back row, so I was good. 2 people were sitting behind. Started then maybe at 11 o'clock. Met Slowburn again. We talked a little bit and then went on, did 11 miles in the afternoon, was okay. Could have done more, had a little back pain, need to do some stretching, but it's all good. So we had a nice tent site at a spring. With the spring you always get the best water, the freshest and coldest water. One funny story was that when I was in Ashland, Medford, you always try to get rid of some weight. So I took my micro spikes, my ice axe, hoping that most snow is over, and sent it to my trail angel Pam to Dallas. Thanks, Pam, for taking it. And so I saved about a pound of weight for all the snow gear. So I was really happy to go lighter. But then when I left the hotel, I found in my kitchen that there's still 2 Foster beers left. And the big ones, like the 0.67 liters or something. And they were ice cold. I couldn't drink it in the morning. And I thought, okay, I take it up the hill. And then in the evening I can drink the Foster's beer. Maybe it's still a little cold. And so I got rid of 1 pound of ice gear, snow gear, and added 3 pounds of Foster's beer into my backpack. So I went up the mountains, walked 6-7 hours, and when I came up the hill it was pretty warm. So I could drink 1 can of Foster's, but not both of it, so it was just too warm. You only can drink the beer when it's ice cold here after sports or after a long hike. So I still have 1 warm Foster's in my backpack, but when I drink it this evening, I will be light and reach Crater Lake maybe a little faster. What else happens is there's a long stretch to the next water this morning. Don't know if I need my beer then. There's about 11 miles, 19 kilometers without water, so I have 3.2 liters of water with me, and it's getting warm already. I had a late start, 7:30, and yeah, I want to do a breakfast break after I reach about 5 miles, and then drink a coffee, and then go a little lighter the last 6 miles until I get to water. Other than that, it's nice here. A lot of birds here. Talk to you later. Quick catch up from day 3 out of Ashland. I've teamed up with a few guys which were just sitting at a hut and got some water. It was nice talking, but it's nearly 6 o'clock and I wanted to do 3 or 4 more miles. Maybe we can make it in 3 days into Crater Lake. So I met with Steve, who's going out tomorrow. He has back pain. Then with Alpine, and he's probably going longer. And a few other guys. Lowburn was there. Green Thunder was there from Netherlands. A young lady with green hair, so she's Green Thunder. And yeah, I wanted to use my last power, which I have, and do 3-4 miles more to the tent site. So it ended up at 8 o'clock in the evening. I have to be in a rhythm, and sometimes you make pressure to yourself, because in about 60 miles there's Crater Lake, and yeah, it's kind of 3 20-mile days, and this is why I'm adding a few miles to make it maybe 3 19-mile days. Talk to you later. It's day 4 out of Ashland. Stood up quite late. Started hiking at 7:30, and I'm going all the time. Yesterday 2 hours in 2 days, also nearly 2 hours through volcano built rock, through the lava rocks. And by the way, my target, Crater Lake, is one of the most famous volcano created lakes, which was very high and exploded several thousand years ago. And I don't know if that's the lava already from the Crater Lake volcano, but I'm getting there, and I will research a little bit once I have internet again. Very nice here, but it's a little sharp for the shoes. Talk to you later.
Frankie Lee and Judas Priest, they were the best of friends. So when Frankie needed money one day, Judas quickly got to put her on a roll of tens and placed them on a footstool just above the flooded plain, saying, "Take your pick, Frankie, boy, my loss will be your gain." Frankie Lee sat right down, put his fingers to his chin, with the cold eyes of Judas on him, where his head began to spin. "Could you please not stare at me like that," he said. "It's just my foolish pride. Sometimes a man must be alone, and this ain't no place to hide." Frankie Lee sat right down, feeling low in the air. "You better pick which of those pills you want, for they all disappear. I'm gonna start my picking right now. Just tell me where you'll be." Judas pointed down the road and just said, "Eternity." "Eternity," said Frankie Lee, with a voice as cold as ice. "That's right, eternity," said Judas Priest, "though you might call it paradise. I don't call it anything," said Frankie Lee with a smile. "All right," said Judas Priest, "have it any way you want. I'll see you after a while." Frankie Lee, he sat right down, feeling low and mean. Just then a passing stranger burst upon the scene, saying, "Are you Frankie Lee the gambler, whose father is deceased? Well, if you are, there's a fella calling you down the road, and they say his name is Priest." "Oh yes," said Frankie Lee, with a voice as full of fright. "I do recall him very well. In fact, he just left my sight." "That's the one," says the stranger, quiet as a mouse. "What a message is he's down the road, stranded in a house." Frankie Lee, he panicked. He dropped everything and he ran up to the place where Judas Priest did stand. "What kind of house," he says, "is this? Well, I've come to roam. It's not a house at all. It's not a house, it's a home." Frankie Lee, he trembled. He soon lost all control. After everything that he had made, while the mission bells did toll, he just stood there staring at that house bright as any sun, with 24 windows and a woman's face in every one. Up the stairs ran Frankie Lee with a soulful bounding leap. Foaming at the mouth, he began to make his midnight creep. For 16 nights and days he reigned. On the 17th he burst into the arms of Judas Priest, which is where he died of thirst. No one tried to say a thing when they carried him out in jest, except of course the little neighbor boy who carried him to rest. And he just walked along alone with his skin so well concealed, muttering underneath his breath, nothing is revealed. The moral of the story, the moral of the song, simply that one should never be where one does not belong. Or if you see your neighbor carrying something